Our first question for tonight is from a sister. She says, I am 29 years old and became a practicing Muslim since 2017. I want to make up the missed fasts of Ramadan before I started practicing. My question is, from what age should I start counting my missed fasts? First of all praise is due to Allah Azza wa Jal, who guided you back to the straight path. And this is a great blessing of Allah Azza wa Jal that cannot be evaluated with wealth or money. Because the blessing of hidayah, of guidance, is the utmost blessing a person can receive from Allah Azza wa Jal. Secondly, forms of worship are usually time-bound. So Allah Azza wa Jal has designated a specific time. If you do not perform this form of worship at that specific time, then scholars have disputed whether to make them up or you cannot make them up. Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Verily, prayer was designated upon the believers on specific times. So if a person knows that Fajr prayer begins when the dawn breaks and it continues until the sun begins to rise, the moment the tip of the sun rises or is up, in this case the time of Fajr is gone. If a person does not pray deliberately at that designated time and he wants to make it up after sunrise, the most authentic opinion is that it cannot be made up. He cannot pray it, and if he does, it won't be accepted from him. Likewise, people perform Hajj, and we all know that on the 9th of the month of the Hijjah, the 12th month of the lunar or Islamic or Hijrah calendar, on the 9th of that month, all Muslims should be in the vicinity of Arafat. If a person comes 4 or 5 days later and he was held at the customs or the immigration authority and was not allowed to proceed until 4 or 5 days later, can he go and say that I'm making up for my Hajj? The answer is no. Because this ritual is designated to a specific time. And the most authentic opinion of scholars, there is a dispute, but the most authentic opinion is that Ramadan is the same thing. So if a person skips a day of Ramadan, does not fast, for no legitimate reason, tonight, I know that tomorrow is the 5th of Ramadan. I have to fast, but I intend not to fast. And I go to bed intending not to fast, and I woke up in the morning leading my normal life without fasting. After Ramadan is over, I feel remorse. I'd like to make up for the missed day. The most authentic opinion is that you cannot make up for that day. Now, this is different for someone who has a legitimate reason, such as the sister. If she missed 7 days due to her monthly menses, whether she intended to fast or not, she has to make up for these 7 days. Now, she's repented and she's 29, so if we assume that she reached the age of puberty when she was 12, 11, 13, depending, she should do the math and she should calculate and estimate that, okay, her menses is 7 days on average. If she says, no, my normal menses is 5 days, in this case, we say count from the age of 13 until 27, that is 14 years, and in every year there's one Ramadan, so 7 days in 13, it is 91 days. This is what you have to make up for your menses. Now let's look at the other days of Ramadan, the other 22 or 23 days. Did you fast them? If she said, no, I was ignorant, I was lazy, I never intended to fast. In this case, we say, there is nothing for you to do. Just make up for the missed days due to menses. If she said, well, I used to fast half of the day and then feel thirsty, drink, eat, and no one knows about this. We say, these days that you intentionally broke while you were fasting, you have to make them up. Because once you start in a form of ibadah and you break it, it becomes a debt, you have to pay it. Unlike if you did not intend to fast from the very beginning and you didn't fast. This is something you cannot make up. So I hope this answers your question without